Hey everyone, another meeting with me and Samantha. Today we're going to talk about the most important topics people think about all the time, such as how to make money on stock market, how to get rich overnight, how to make money doing crypto stuff all the time and just put money and pull money out and buy your first Lamborghini, buy your first house. Those are the things that people search for online. And I'll tell you what, we don't know how to help you make money through any one of those because those are really high risk endeavors. And many people get into those without knowing what the heck they're doing. And they spend their limited hard earned money on stuff like that and lose it all. Okay. So at the end of the day, as a person, if you have a family, as the head of the family, as the husband, wife, the spouse of the family, whoever you are, you have a responsibility to take care of yourself and your family. You got to put food on the table, right? So we're going to talk about a business that helps you do that. That's predictable. It doesn't involve high risk investments on things that might or might not work. I'm not saying those are bad options, but most people fall for stuff like that because they think they can get rich overnight. There's no such a thing. So in today's video, we're going to show you why this works, what we do here, and just walk you through a couple of screenshots. So Sam came up with the idea of just us showcasing what has happened in the business lending blueprint community for the past week. So we can show you that ordinary people, they need to be ambitious, obviously, otherwise they wouldn't even take action, do anything. But granted that you're ambitious because you're watching this, ordinary people are taking action and building a recession proof business, doing anything. They're not doing anything crazy. And you might be skeptical, which you should be, right? At the end of the day, we're just talking heads on YouTube and you might not know who we are. But we just want to show you like what is actually happening, because I am sick and tired of seeing people, like good people, losing money doing stuff they don't really understand. So if your plan is to get rich or make a lot of money, you should be really good at certain things, right? So you should have the skill sets that are worthy of you making a lot more money. And we're in a business that we teach people how to do that pretty much. And those skill sets that we go through help you in your lifetime, no matter what it is that you're doing. So just want to speak the truth and come out today. And Sam and I have been discussing for the past couple of minutes, like, how should we open this up so people listen to us and they care about what it is that we're talking about, and they don't just think that we're bragging about our program and the success story. Because at the end of the day, without people having success, we would not exist, right? If they're not having success with our program or the business. So since we're here, we just wanted to show a few people. Again, they're not celebrities, they don't have large YouTube channels, they don't have any following at all. Some of them didn't even have any social media channels until they met Business Lending Blueprint. But yeah, so just wanted to pass it off to Sam. A lot more people are recognizing her now because of our lives recently. So you want to say a couple of words, Sam, about this business before we start showing you some of the major success stories and also minor success stories in our program?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I just want you guys to know that this industry, the alternative lending industry, is booming right now. Everyone needs capital. That's just how it is nowadays. And also, you being the person starting your own business as a loan broker, you're able to help these people as well as help yourself and your families. And this also allows you to work from anywhere. So you can spend more time with the ones you love and do the things that you've always wanted to do. And a 9 to 5 could have been holding you back from. So just know that you don't have to have any experience to be successful with this. You learn everything within the blueprint, and you have help along the way if you need it. But it's super important to chase your dreams. Like Oz
Mhm.
has said in the past, you only have one life, so you really gotta get after it in your one life.
Absolutely. And don't let anyone make you forget that, right? So we're usually surrounded with people who want to keep you average. They don't have any bad intentions. That's how they are. That's what their normal is, and they want you to kind of become their buddy through that journey. You have to make a decision that you have a lot more to offer to the world than just being mediocre and average. And you watching this content proves me that you're on the right path because you're looking forward to improving yourself. Most people are not even trying, right? So you're not racing against most of the people because they're not even in the game. So I used to do that a lot earlier on when I first started my business. I used to compare myself to other family members and friends from high school and college and all that stuff. And someone told me, dude, why are you comparing against people who are not even in the race? They're not even trying. You got to compare yourself against people who are already successful. So you feel small and you feel the need to push yourself harder and harder. So you got to stop comparing yourself to people who are not even trying. Like maybe you look around and you're making more money than the average person around you. Well, you're not them, right? So you got to elevate yourself to the league of other business owners. That's why community is a huge element. Becoming a part of a community of winners and business owners and whatnot. So we're going to get started with some success stories. But before that, if you like this video and subscribe to our channel, that's super important. Why is it important? Because, well, if you like content like this, we want the algorithm to notify you as soon as it comes out. It also allows us to know like who is actually watching and it gives us some kind of feedback mechanism. So we know if you like content like this or not. And if you don't like and subscribe, there's no way for us to know. And don't be afraid to comment below. The other thing is you can certainly use the chat on YouTube right now to post your comments. This looks like it's a live video. It's actually not, because I had a full day meeting in New York City today, the day that you're watching this, and Sam has a bunch of meetings. But one of our team members, probably Sam, is here right now replying back to you. So if you can hear us, the audio video controls, just say yes, especially for making sense, and still type in your questions. So we're going to answer each one of them, your comments, your feedback. It's super important for us. So I just wanted to be like super transparent that we don't want to fool you by saying that, hey, this is live, how everything's going. This is not live, but we're here with you either way. If you check out our channel, we reply back to everyone unless they're making some silly comment, and I don't want to reply back to that, right? But if they're genuinely are asking a question or they're just sharing their opinion, that's fine. So I'm just going to share a couple of things with you that Sam put together. Sam, can you kind of walk us through what's happening here? Like, what is an ERTC deal? And this person is talking about making $20,000. Is this even real? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, so ERTC is a tax credit offer that is going on right now due to the pandemic. It's definitely something that is absolutely booming right now because it's not going to be around forever. So people really want to jump on this bandwagon, as well as there's a lot of money to go around with these type of deals because it really is dependent on businesses just paying for their employees during the pandemic. And then depending on the amount of employees they have, they will earn a certain amount of money back that they could have lost during COVID. And the commission percentages are pretty huge if you can see through this.
Yeah, this is a newer member. You might not understand how everything works. Obviously, these members are trained by us through the Business Lending Blueprint. That's why you'll see some posts. You might not understand every sentence that they talk about because they're trained in the blueprint. But pretty much this Sammy helped a business owner get $700,000 back from IRS, and they would not have known about this if they didn't meet one of our brokers. And as a result of helping this client get that money that they rightfully deserve because they kept their employees through the pandemic, like Sam said, they're going to get $20,000 in commission. Guys, this is $20,000 like money in the bank. So usually in other businesses, when you make $20,000, your cost is like $15,000 or $18,000. Like think about running a brick and mortar business. You have your rent, your overhead, your advertising budget, your clothing, uniforms, and all of that, and your supplies, your buy inventory of stuff. In this business, this 20K is 20K in the bank pretty much. And most people in the United States, they make $40,000 or so. So after taxes, they're keeping like $3K a month. And that's after they put in like 40 hours, 50 hours a week. And you're just helping somebody get something they already deserve, and you're making 20K. I don't know about you, but I would say that's not too shabby, right? That's pretty awesome. So I'm just going to move on to the next person. We have a lot of them. This is just 1 week worth of content that, and you might be wondering like where this is coming from. This is from our Facebook group. We have a private Facebook community of BLB members, and they post their questions. They get help from other BLB members. Like I just talked about the importance of community, because success leaves clues, right? You got to follow the clues. You got to hang out with the successful people. That's what our community is. And people ask their questions, and they also share their success stories. So we wanted to bring a couple of them to you. Brett here funded his first deal, the very first deal, which to us is more exciting than someone funding their 20th deal, right? So why is that, Samantha?
I mean, it just shows that this works, that you can really start your own business and be successful at this. Some people get super scared to start this process, but once they see their first deal go through and the commission go into their bank account, it really does relieve some stress from it, and also provides, like this post says, momentum and motivation to keep going and really get the next one.
Absolutely. Because, guys, it's one thing to like a business model conceptually, theoretically. It's another thing to have it turn into reality because you just made some money, right? Small or big. Like Sam said, people like the idea, and they know that it can be done, but they don't know that it's going to work for them until they fund the first deal. So that first milestone, again, regardless of how much you make, it's irrelevant. It's so important because then you just sold yourself on the idea of the business, and that could be your ticket to making more money, being wealthy, being rich, whatever it is. If you watch my story, that also how it worked for me. I got my first check and it was for $4,000. Until then, someone talked to me about the business idea for 2 hours over coffee. I didn't understand most of what he was saying, honestly. He was just talking about a business model, and I was just cold calling and telemarketing at that point. I said, yeah, man, that's great. So how do we make money? Well, you just got to just reach out to your customers and tell them if they need funding, you can help them. I said, okay, I'll do that. He even went through the compensation model, and it totally went over my head because I understood that it was an opportunity, but I wasn't the one who was being successful at that point. But when I got the check for $4,000, I called my mom. I sent a text message to my wife to show them the picture of the check, because that was the first time that I actually made $4,000. That was the first time that I've seen my name and $4,000 on the same paperwork, pretty much. So that was a game changer for me. And from that point on, I got obsessed over this business because, well, that was my ticket out of poverty, right? So I grew up in a poor family, and I was pretty tired of being poor in my 20s. Like at that point, I was in my 20s. I'm like, screw this. Like life has got to be better. I'm working like day and night. So that was my ticket out of the situation that I was in. So that's why like the amount you make on your first deal is not super relevant, but the idea that now you believe in yourself and you see yourself in the position of being successful, that means the world to us at Business Lending Blueprint. So like this is an example of exactly what I'm talking about. Steve joined the Business Lending Blueprint. He helped the customer get $7,000. Is that a humongous, enormous amount? Not really. And his commission was only $300. But he felt good about it because he did something really good for the customer, and he invested into the blueprint. He already made money, right? So that's just a huge accomplishment. And you might be wondering what this hashtag is about. Hit the gong. So what is this about, Samantha?
Yeah, so I mean, this hashtag is pretty big and exciting in our community with Business Lending Blueprint. Once you do make your first deal, you pretty much have the opportunity to earn a gong. It is completely sent to your house. Out of You're surprised with it too. You don't know when you'll receive it and stuff like that. So it makes it super exciting, and it just really shows that the step you took to chase your dreams is really coming forward and happening.
Absolutely. Yeah. We chose gong versus like plaques. Like you see plaques behind me, right? So they're given to businesses who at least generate $1 million or more. So we have two of them. The third one is on the way. So we're getting more of that, but it has no daily use. It's like it becomes like a decorative item showing your success. But gong it has in Eastern cultures, they use it for many reasons. It's the scare of bad spirits. It's the sign of wealth. It's a sign of growth. And of course, it has the when you hit the gong, it has this relaxing power. And also, most importantly, that gong we send you has your name on it. We just want to remind you who you really are. You are the person who earned this because you funded that deal. You have that power to change your life. So we've probably shipped hundreds of them at this point to people who reach that level of success, because we want them to. We might not be with them all the time, but the only person you're with all the time is yourself, right? So you need to remind yourself why you're worthy of becoming more successful in your life, even if other people around you might not believe you. I believe so. So we think that's a really valuable and thoughtful gift. We're not just sending it for the sake of sending something to our customers. It's just for you to continue this prosperous pathway for you to reach your goals, whatever that means, right? It could mean just generating some side income for a few $1,000s. It could mean you want to make 7 figures per year, so you generate multiple millions of dollars. So we just want to show you these huge success stories, also a smaller one in commission, but the value of that is also tremendous. Our students understand how to have a call with the customers to go over the objectives of the business and come up with a game plan. And if you do not want to do this, we have partners who do it on your behalf, so you can just have your customer handled and pampered by our funding partners, so that they not only they help them get access to the success plan, but also they fund the business, you make money. So as a partner, so just wanted to highlight this, that Nathaniel, he funds a lot of deals in our community in Business Lending Blueprint. He's been with us for a long time. This is an ongoing thing. He posts probably a few times a week, and you have access to people like him. We have many people, heavy hitters like that. They're funding all kinds of businesses out there and help them out. So you can partner up with those people. We also have our lending partners who do the heavy lifting for you if you decide to go that route. Just wanted to share this story with you. Like, who would have thought that you could be funding a vegan restaurant when they need funding? You're there for them. We also hear like people funding crazy industries that I didn't even know that existed, honestly. Someone funded like a cannabis farm. Someone helped another business buy an airplane. Yes, like they bought an airplane. Someone helped another person buy an equipment, and I've seen the equipment. I still don't know what the equipment does. It does something. It's like massive, but doesn't really matter, right? So if you want to specialize in that area, you have options to help people accomplish their business goals. Obviously, that equipment is needed for that business to grow, right? Whatever that business is doing with that equipment, they can just charge more and make more money, and they needed someone to finance it. As a business loan broker, you can help that equipment to be financed. So not only you're helping your customer grow and prosper, but you're also growing your own bank account too. So another ERTC deal, Keegan, I actually met him in person recently in Orlando. There was like an industry event. We met. He has a very interesting story. He did not know, and I also interviewed him in our channel, so you can go back and check it out. But he's been growing this business. He used to have a full-time job. He's funding a few deals. He owns this ERTC product that just Sam talked about a few minutes ago. So he's helping this client get the funding from IRS, $471,000. His cut is almost $24,000. Okay. So, and this is 3 of them this month only. So if the average is this much, you're talking about like 50, 60K per month. So I don't know about you, but that's what I mean. Like in the beginning, I wasn't making fun of crypto or stock market. It's just you need a predictable, like real source of income, not just high risk. Keegan is not involved in investing into a deal that he can lose all of that. He's literally reminding people that they earned this already. They just don't know about this, because as you guys know, IRS is not big on announcing your credits. But if you owe money on taxes, they're going to come after you. But if you have a credit due, they might just forget about reaching out to you. So Keegan is doing that. And by doing so with no risk, he just banked $23,000, a little more than that. So you need like predictable way of making a lot of money. So this is a cash cow business. That's what I call it. Then with this business, when you make this much money, and let's say he makes 60,000, and he can take 20,000 of that and put it on crypto. Is that going to be the end of the world for him if he loses that 20K? No, because next month he's going to make the same amount of money, like 40, 50K, right? So that's how you want to invest if you want to invest in other areas for sure. And Samantha, this is a partner message. If you can walk us through what's happening here.
Yeah, absolutely. I chose this one actually to really go over the fact of how helpful our partners are. I know a lot of people think that because they're new to this industry and might not have experience, it's gonna be hard for them to find partners to work with, especially partners that want to work with them. And it's super important to know that our partners know that you are being taught by Business Lending Blueprint and by the course. So they are more than happy to do business with you and take you through this journey. And even in the beginning, this is the specific deals that you do with them. You can choose how much you want to be involved. You can go step by step through every single process with them. So you're really learning how it's all done. You're still funding a deal. So you're still earning commission while you're learning the process. And our partners have no problem walking you through and teaching you how to do that. As well as, obviously, you can choose to not really be a part of it too much and just send the client over and they'll do the rest of the work to get the deal funded, and you're still earning commission from it.
Absolutely. And this is just one of the partners that we have. We have a lot of partners. I mean, look at these numbers, more than $3 million funded in full automation. So all our members did is send their potential clients to this partner, and they did all of the work. Just call the customer, followed up, gather the paperwork, match them to a funding option, actually funded the deal, had the funding call, and deposited your part of the commissions into your account. So it's not a small thing, right? So many of our members join Blueprint when they have no background of that. So they usually have no marketing background, no sales background, no business background in the financial services industry or the lending industry. That's the power. And because if you try to do this on your own, you can do it. You're probably smart enough to do that. But the problem is building these strategic relationships can take years, right? It took me years. I've been in this industry for a decade. And that's how these people trust our training system. So they're willing to work with a beginner. Otherwise, if you just decide to become a business loan broker and reach out to the same partners, 99% of the time, they would decline to work with you because, well, they don't know who you are. And they're not a training organization. They're not going to sit down and train you on the business itself. They're lending money to make money. So the way they make money is similar to how banks make money. How do banks make money? By charging interest, by lending money, by issuing credit cards. Alternative lending works the same way. Lenders' business is to have people bring them deals so they can fund it, they can underwrite it, and they make more money with their money, right? So they're not here to train a brand new broker, and that's what we do. Whether you're brand new or you have a lot of experience in this industry, right? So having access to partners on the get-go like this is super important. And most of those deals that you see there, a lot of them came from brand new people, like probably a month into the Blueprint. They learn how to communicate with the lenders. They learn what products could be a good fit, and just pretty much talk to the people that they might already know who are in business, or even people who want to start a business, right? That's another part. Many people think about starting a business and they end up not starting it. Why do you think that is? It's the money problem, right? So they need access to some kind of money to get them going. It could be like a credit card with a balance with a limit of 10,000, 20,000. It could be getting access to 30K to buy this little machine, or someone might want to be starting like a trucking company, and well, of course they need to buy a truck and they need to finance it, and their credit might not be in the best situation, and they might not have any revenue in the new business yet. So the banks they're not an option. Working with the banks is not going to work with them. So they're looking into alternative lending. And if you become a broker, when you become a broker, you're like the go-to person, and you're backed up by partners like this. And we have a lot of them in our program. So someone who likes animations and pictures and whatnot, congratulations for the successful funding which is a lending partner. That's why obviously we're blocking people's last names, because we don't want to just violate their privacy. They might not want to be known. So it's a simple refer another partner. All this person Jose did is refer a name to our partner, and they did everything else, and he received $1,250. Like, can you think of a business model that you can do this, right? So you can make money in a few different ways. You can actively be involved and become a business loan broker. You can just focus on finding new people, which is not difficult to do. There are more than 34 million small businesses in the United States, and more than 80% of them cannot get funding through traditional means like banks and friends and family and whatnot. So there are millions of businesses at any given point that need funding, right? So you can just find people and pass it off to our partners. We have lending options that help you build a residual income, repeat income, also passive income. Obviously, we don't have time to go through all of that below this video. I'm going to put a link to our training where I go through all of that. And I'm sure some of you will have questions on how to join the Blueprint. There is a financial investment requirement. Joining this community with these many resources is not free, as you can imagine. And on that training below this video, I suggest you watch the entire thing. And at the end, we disclose how to join, what specifically you get with Business Lending Blueprint, the cost of that. And if you still needed to, you can schedule a call with our expert team, right? Our consultants, they have a Zoom call with you, pretty much customize a plan of success for you. If you do join the Business Lending Blueprint, then you have the experience of working with Samantha here, right? So Samantha, can you tell us what it is that you do once someone joins Business Lending Blueprint?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the first thing you do is obviously log in and access all the material of the course. And then you will book your onboarding meeting, and that will be with me. So during the onboarding meeting, we go over pretty much your why you chose to join the Blueprint, and what are your goals. We start out with usually what are your goals within the first 30 days. We go from there, and depending on what your goal is, let alone if it be you're starting part-time because you still have a 9 to 5, or that you're going full force into this and want it to become your full-time job, then we go through pretty much the steps that is best for you to take as you go through the material and stuff like that. And we discuss everything else about the Blueprint, what you have access to, and if you have any additional questions and stuff like that, I am more than happy to answer them on that call. But we just make sure you're all set up and ready to go to start learning and really become successful with this.
Absolutely. Well, the reason we have an onboarding call is to have you walk out with a 90-day plan, right? Step-by-step plan on, all right, now you are a part of BLB family. What are you going to be doing when you wake up tomorrow? Like, what's the plan? Because obviously you have to, follow a plan to be successful. You can't just wing it. And we walk you through, because Business Lending Blueprint system is a massive system. So you need guidance on deciding on what it is that you're trying to accomplish. Like Sam said, some people have the goal of getting rid of their golden handcuffs, job, pretty much. It gives you the full sense of security for most people. Other people have they already have something good going on. Honestly, they just need to generate some side income in full automation. That's why they join. Others want to build a full-size business to become like a large broker shop and have an office and be the boss and have like a sales floor of people. Others want to build a 7-figure business, but do it through automations and online marketing, so they don't have to be owner operator. They can be like an absentee owner while the system is running, right? So obviously we don't know that until we talk to you. That's what Sam does, and she's done a great deal of them, a few hundred of them, honestly. So that way you walk out with a prescription on what it is that you need to do to reach your goals, right? That's why this onboarding call is like super, super important, because we don't want to just throw people into a training and hope that they make it. We want to make sure that we're there for them, holding their hand, because honestly, if you have no real reason to succeed, you'll find ways to sabotage yourself, right? And we want to make sure that you're clear on your why. Like, why are we even watching this video, right? What is this doing for you, right? There's got to be a reason. Something has been bugging you, and that could be that whatever that thing is could be going on for a few days, a few months, maybe a few decades, right? And it is time for you to do something about it. Whether you join the blueprint or not is your decision. But at the end, I think either way, you need to make a change if you're not happy with where you ended up. So where you are right now, if that's not where you planned to end up, or if you're just not happy with it, well, then what are we going to do? We got to do something. And that starts with planning. Life is not really good at giving you good things randomly if you're not planning for it. That's just, we can be all positive and just wish things into existence, but that rarely happens. Good things happen to those who plan for it and who work for it. That's the type of behavior we want to encourage. But you might be the type of person who works hard. You might have a great why, but you might be on the wrong vehicle going in the opposite direction. That's like the worst thing that can happen to good people, right? They just have it in them. They understand why they need to do, and then they either fall to the trap of trial and error, or they choose a vehicle that's not designed for that. And they never reach their goals. That's very scary. And I made those mistakes in the past in my own life, because I used to own many businesses and try many things. Most of them failed, and I never understood why they failed. Well, that was the thing. I had good intentions. I'm a hardworking person, but I was following the wrong plan, a wrong vehicle, wrong business model. So that's why we wanted to come out and present you with this business offer, with this business opportunity, because the odds of you knowing about alternative lending is very low. You might have heard it before, but this is not like one of those sexy industries that everyone is talking about. This is not crypto. This is not e-commerce. This is not real estate. This is not insurance. But we wanted to expose you to our way of building a business, pretty much. Hopefully this was helpful. Again, if you like this video, comment below, and in the description you'll see a specific unique link for you to go watch the training. But we're looking forward to your comments below this video. We're looking forward to answering them, and hope to see you on the next video.